license, well, that's his proof of identification. But if he happened to give me, say, a Mexican national driver's license, it doesn't mean I slap handcuffs on Frank. It means I get to ask him some more questions. Frank, are you here visiting? Where do you reside? Where are you from? And that's how an officer, a deputy, does his or her job. And for the top prosecutor in America to throw this onto us and to question the judgment of our law enforcement officers who risk their life each and every day, and instead of try to calm down all these fears and concerns, they decided on that they use this as a political issue only, and it's hurt law enforcement. And I'm very sadly disappointed in the fact that they would do that. Yes, politics enters into all of this discussion, but this is about national security. It's about Arizona being the tip of the spear, and they looked at it only as a political issue, and begrudgingly have come along and still haven't followed through on the small promises of troops that they've already committed to. So it's troubling, and that's where when we have leaders who run in our republic for elected office, who want to go to Washington to hold people to account for their statements and their promises, and then for action. I'm saying we need help. And I need leaders that are out there advocating, understand this issue clearly, and advocating to the top leaders of our government to listen to the people of Arizona, to stand up for Americans, to stand up for our law enforcement, to fight for us and for our security. It doesn't seem we have a lot of that. So I'm happy to be here with you today, and I'm encouraged that you're taking this position. Absolutely.
Frank, Representative Pratt, your address, your statement. Understand the
Well, when we ran for election, many of us as elected officers or as candidates, what we did was we put out a platform out there that we wanted to give the law enforcement the tools that they wanted to do the job they needed to do. This is what we did. When we got the first drafts of bills like 1070, I forwarded it to Paul. I asked for his opinion. I asked for it from a law enforcement point of view. I asked from it about a fiscal, is this going to create fiscal problems for Pinal County? He replied to me that he supported it. He thought it was good legislation, and so I supported it when it came before us. These are the kind of tools that we need to do to make up for the gap in the law enforcement or
Well, folks, we'll be happy to take questions, but this is a serious problem for America, particularly Arizona, when we see a misguided use of our judicial system against a state like Arizona. It's only trying to protect its citizens from murder, for property damage, and for plights upon our social systems. So thank you very much for showing up, and be happy to take questions.
What exactly are you asking Catherine?
I'm asking her to stand up and be counted as a representative of her district and of Arizona, to take on the powers to be like the president and Nancy Pelosi to say, stop, we need help. Don't use this as a political tool to try to get your agenda passed.
She said she's against SB 1070. Think there's any realistic chance she'll do something?
Well, she may not be. Hopefully we're giving her a second chance to recant, because the citizens of Arizona will speak in November, clearly.
I'll ask the sheriff and the representative the same question. I'm assuming Patrick will actually go for this and tell the president to back up.
No, she's already saying that she's against this. The majority of Arizonans, I can tell you, just being out there, and I'm saying as a law enforcement leader, that we need that additional tool. It's not the solution for our immigration and our border crimes issues in Arizona. The solution is to secure the border. Everybody agrees, secure the border. That's only going to be done by sending 3,000 soldiers, continue to construct the double barrier fence, and end catch and release. So everybody formally has to be deported, where there's a penalty if you come back into America illegally. That has to be done. Everybody agrees with that. In the absence of federal action, we need tools to address this problem. And Arizona, because the federal government has said, hey, we're not even going to deal with this, we know it's our responsibility, Arizona has acted, and our governor has stood up and signed the bill, and heroes I see like Frank Pratt that listen to us in law enforcement are giving us the tools that we need to do our jobs. And now you're going to have uniform